Today, I am putting you guys on a brand new faceless niche channel idea. So this is going to be a free mini course on a faceless channel idea that I have recently discovered, and it is super hot right now. You guys got to get on this right away. Before I get into this free mini course, I just wanted to say thank you guys for all the recent support on my videos and everything, which is why I'm making this free course right here. I just wanted to give you guys out this information that I recently discovered because I think it can be very valuable and easily applied to your own channels and creating your own faceless channels, and I think it's super easy and could be very successful. I'm not even trying to exaggerate this here. It's minimal effort as well. It's so easy. So obviously now I have to tell you guys what the niche is. The channel fundamentals is utilizing Christmas time essentially, but it can also be expanded to a year-round operation. So the channel is pretty much posting Christmas jazz mixes either in live stream format or just a long form video. These videos include like a winter scene element, like a cabin. They usually have some sort of ambient audio, and obviously they have the Christmas jazz music, which I'll get into later. Sorry, brief interruption guys. I've actually created a free community for everything social media, all creators, things like that. I'll be posting free courses on there, free content that I don't post on YouTube, including new strategies, things like that. Also, all of the assets that I use in today's video will be there for free, so you can go download them in the community. I'll also be able to answer any questions you guys have, and I want to see your guys' results on your accounts, things like that. So if this sounds interesting to you guys, the link is in the description and in the pinned comments. Everything is free. I'll be posting tons of content on there, so I'd really appreciate it if you join, and I'm excited to see you guys there. Now back to the video. So right off the bat, you can see this seems pretty simple. Before I get into the step-by-step instructions I'm going to give you guys, let's first take a look at 3 case studies and check out what they're doing and how we can apply that to our own channels, and also show you guys some results to prove that this is a hot topic right now. Then after that, like I said before, I'm going to walk you through a step-by-step plan through every aspect of this channel. I'm going to show you guys exactly what you need to do and how you can get these free resources and do this all for free with minimal effort, while also remaining copyright free so you can monetize your channel in the future. Let me just mention, I think it's super important to act on this now as it's Christmas time. These music channels can be very successful, but they're hard to like gain natural growth. So if you utilize this method during Christmas time, it can really boost your channel for the future. So now that the background information is out of the way, let's take a look at our first case study. The first channel here is called JJ Digital Jazz. Sorry, I can't say that. So taking a look at this channel, they only started posting 4 weeks ago, so about a month ago, and they've already acquired over 500,000 views, which is very good for just a month. They've also gained over 1,000 subscribers, so obviously taking that off the box in terms of monetization. So if you take a look at their videos, they're all around 3 hours long, so easily they got the watch time hours for monetization there. I think we can safely say that they're in the YouTube partner program right now. And what I found is most of the time with longer videos on YouTube, for my own results as well, people will just leave these on in the background, so the watch time tends to be like really high on these videos. Sometimes they watch them to fall asleep or like study, stuff like that. So usually they get a really good like watch time percentage. So if we take a look at their social blade as well, their potential earnings are around 1K to 20K. With my own experience with the YouTube partner program, I would predict that they are predicted to make around 20K just off the results they have now. I think obviously it could scale a lot more throughout the year, but their potential earnings could be 20K if they kept up the same results they have now for the entire year. But I think it's gonna obviously grow. The reason I think they're making on this like higher end here is because of the watch time. It like increases your CPM, RPM by so much more. It's crazy. So let's take a look at their content now and let's see exactly what they are posting. So their entire videos are like a dynamic moving background with like Christmas jazz music playing in the background, and they have like an added fireplace ambience, which is pretty simple. They can add that to like the titles for like keywords and stuff to get more people to like click on the video. Essentially, as you can see, this channel hasn't even been around for like a month at this point, and it's already hitting it big. Later, I'm going to show you guys step by step how easy these videos are to create as well, so you can see that it's not much effort for the creator of this channel. Now let's take a look at a channel that's a little bit larger for a larger example to see what the potential growth of a channel like this can be. So this channel has been around for a little over a year now. The channel name is Relax Jazz Cafe. Overall, this is great growth for a channel just over a year old. It's kind of insane how fast it's grown for a year. So this channel has over 100,000 subs, over 40 million views, which is crazy. That's really a short amount of time if you think about it. Just a year's worth of effort to get up to there. That's not much at all. This kind of shows the potential is crazy here, and it's really not that hard to grow within this niche. One thing to note that I've noticed with this larger channel that could be very important for your own channel and growing in this niche is that they always have at least one 24-hour live going. So they have like a 24/7 live stream of like Christmas jazz or something that can generate some easy passive income just by leaving that live. Obviously, you're gonna get ad revenue just from those live streams, and it can help grow your channel channels as well. You just leave them running in the background, and that's super easy. They've got a ton of these going at once. It's not that hard to set up. You could be making some easy passive income on the side along with your regular videos. So this channel has easily generated over 6 figures in 1 year just off ad revenue alone. So my guess is around like 200,000. That's probably, if I had to guess, that's probably what it'd be. Now I'm just gonna show one more smaller channel right here. You got one called Winter Music Library. This channel only has 20 videos, which is crazy, and they already have 3.1 thousand subscribers. If we take a look here, they only started posting around 3 weeks ago, and they joined October 18, 2024. They already have 690,000 views. All they do is upload Christmas videos. This one might have copyright problems though, because they upload like actual Christmas songs. I haven't looked too much into this one, but I think they actually have the proper licensing to use these songs. So that's definitely the harder route to do it, but I'm gonna show you a really easy route on how you can do this copyright free. I think it could be more successful in the long run anyways. Now that we have all this background information out of the way and all these like case studies done, let's take a quick break and go over everything we're gonna need for this channel. Also what we're gonna need to incorporate in this channel to make it as successful as these case studies that we've looked at. Step 1 is to acquire our copyright-free music from a copyright-free website, which I'll show you guys soon. Step 2 is to get our background images using free AI generation websites, which I'll show you guys soon as well. Step 3 is to gather our GIFs and loops for the scene to make it look better in post editing. And then also, I forgot to mention in step 1, we'll acquire like our ambient noises as well, like campfire sound, stuff like that. So obviously now step 4 is to put everything together, which I'll show you guys soon. Now that we have all this information out of the way, it's time to get into the step-by-step tutorial on how to do this. The first website you guys are going to want to go to is called pixabay.com. This is the best website that I personally use for copyright-free music and assets like sound effects if you need them. But for now, we're going to obviously just get some Christmas music here. So we're going to just type in the search Christmas jazz. Obviously change this to music, and then there's a bunch in here that you can use. Just download a couple of them. Obviously you should listen to some of them to like know if they're good or not. Some of them are even AI generated, but I would personally get like 5 to 10 of them, and that would be pretty good for a loop on the video, because you're just gonna loop these over and over for around like 3 hours long. I mean, there's tons of them. You can just scroll through. They got like 297 pages of it, so I think you can find some unique Christmas songs here that are pretty good. Next up, you can do the same thing on this website. Just look up like campfire and then go to sound effects, and here's where you can get some like campfire loops. I would get probably a longer one so you can loop it easier. Get like crackling campfire, because that could be used for your ambient loops in the videos. Next up, guys, we're gonna make our AI pictures and scenes. So I got 2 options for you guys on what websites you can use. They're both free, but they're both pretty good. I'll say like the benefits and stuff of each as I go through them. First one is Bing Image Creator. It's using DALL-E 3, so it's a pretty good model and it's free. You just need a Microsoft account. I'll also show you guys how to create some prompts for these as well. That can really help utilizing ChatGPT. I'm just gonna do that quick. So let's just ask ChatGPT to create me a prompt for an AI generated image of a cozy cabin interior decorated for Christmas. Something like that. ChatGPT is making me a picture right here. I think it also is using DALL-E, but we'll see. Maybe it'll give us a good picture. The reason I'm not recommending to use ChatGPT is if you don't have like the paid plan, you only get so many per day. But honestly, this one's pretty good. I could tell it to make it 16 by 9, because you're gonna need it to be 16 by 9 aspect ratio. But after this, I'm gonna show you guys how to get a prompt that you can put into Bing or the other generator that I'm going to show you guys soon. But if you look here, it just made us a 16 by 9. I don't really like this one though, so I'm just going to say no, I just want the prompt, no image. So here we go. It's giving us a prompt right here, and I already put one of these prompts into Microsoft Bing. Gave me out these 4 images. I think I chose this one right here. You can click on it like this. You can say resize, and then you can click on the 4:3. It spit out this one for me and I liked it, so I downloaded it. So that's how you can get the proper sizes as well and get your free AI generated background images. The other website that is free is called Freya AI. I did the exact same prompt in here and it came out with some pretty good ones. I actually like this one a lot, but the only thing is it can't resize it to the proper aspect ratio. So if you can like expand it in like Photoshop or something, I would recommend this one. It's pretty good, but I don't know, maybe stick to Bing. Okay, now the first step in this editing process, now that we have acquired all of our elements, is I've put this thing into Photoshop. Also, sorry, just ignore this. I have not updated Photoshop Photoshop for a long time, so hopefully we can ignore that there. So this step is not mandatory, but I think it will make it look a lot better in the long run. So first up, what you're gonna wanna do is rasterize your layer, and then come over, get your spot healing brush tool, and then we're just gonna take this fire out of here because we're gonna add our own fire in Premiere Pro in post editing. So you're just gonna wanna kind of mess with this until it looks good. Like good enough. I'm trying to get rid of these bricks. So I mean, that doesn't look very good, so I'm gonna redo that. So I think that looks pretty good, not gonna lie. It will be covered anyways for the most part by the fire. Just wanna make sure you have like the fire ambience still in there, because obviously the fire is gonna be lighting up the area around it. Might just take out some of this under here too, and we'll just leave it like that. So I think this is gonna be good for now. The next step is also gonna be a little tedious, but I think it will make it a lot better. Also not necessary, but I would definitely do this, and it's definitely easier than doing it in like After Effects. What this step is essentially like animating the lights on the Christmas tree, but we're gonna do it with multiple frames in Photoshop. So the first step would be get your eyedropper tool, and then just take like one of the colors on there on the lights like that, and get your brush tool. I'd make it pretty small, and then turn the hardness down all the way. And you're just gonna wanna tap on some of these lights right here, give them the effect that they're lighting up. Do this on a separate layer so then you can toggle it on and off with ease. I just did some of the work here. This is just an example of what it kind of looks like when you toggle it on and off. You kind of want it to look like that. So we're gonna go ahead and save one of these. And then that's not done though, because we wanna make sure that these lights are off at some point. So you're just gonna go back to your spot healing brush tool and then make it pretty small. And then you're just gonna click on some of the lights here. I'd click on a good amount of them just to make it look like most of the lights are off here. And it's just gonna make it look a lot better. It's pretty easy, just a little tedious, but I think it will definitely be worth it. And I mean, once you have these set up, it's super easy to make the rest of the video. It doesn't have to be all of them, just a good amount. So let's see what that looks like now. Oh, there's a couple more over here I wanna get rid of. Okay, let's see what it looks like now. I think that should be pretty good, so I'm gonna go ahead and save this one too. So now we have both of our shots here. That means we're ready to take this into Premiere Pro and get the final touches on, and obviously we have to add our music and ambience. So now we've opened up our Premiere Pro project. First I added both of these assets right here. Then I'm gonna go ahead and make a sequence. I recommend just doing this one right here. So now let's go add these in and see how they look. Just go ahead, resize. Make sure that these are the same though. So 151, we gotta remember that for the next one. We're obviously gonna have to shorten this down. I'll probably make it like switch every 1 second. So we'll bring that back to 1 second. About, yeah, right there. Put the next one in and we'll see how that looks. I'm gonna loop it obviously a couple times. 1 second each. Just copy and paste that a couple times so you can see if you like that. That might be a little bit too slow. I don't know. Actually, that's pretty good. I think 1 second's pretty good. We're gonna keep that for now. That's the lights right there on the Christmas tree. Next, I put in my fire right here. Remember, if you want these free assets, go join my group below. I'll also be posting free courses and stuff like that. Content that I don't post on YouTube, it's all free. I highly recommend it. You can also chat with other people and me. I'll be answering your questions in there as well. But now we got in our fire. We're gonna have to change our blend mode to screen or whatever looks the best. I think screen will probably look the best. So I'm gonna keep it at screen. Then obviously you have to resize it, bring it over, and then we can adjust it with the 3D tool. So go to your effects, look up 3D, there you go. And then you can change like the tilt. I'm gonna bring that out a little bit. And then the swivel, it's gonna be a little bit to that direction right there. That looks pretty good to me. And obviously bring it and put it in place right there, and then that's a little bit too fast. We're definitely gonna have to slow that down, so go ahead and change speed and duration. Let's go to 50%, see how that looks. That looks slightly better. I'm gonna keep it at that for now. I'm liking that. Just gonna trim that up. So that's the fire right there. I might size it down a little bit. I think it's a little too big right now. Just gonna adjust that. Obviously, do whatever you think looks best. That looks pretty good to me. Just adjusting it again. There we go. Fire is now complete. We got our lights flickering as well. We just need the snow now. Next, I added in my snow asset. So we're gonna go ahead and do the same thing. We need to change this to screen. And obviously, we gotta resize this. So let's go ahead and shrink it down. And what we're gonna do here is we're gonna add the crop effect to our snow right here. And this doesn't need to be perfect, but we're just gonna resize it to around the window. So go ahead and move it and then just resize it around one of your window panes. Obviously this is a pretty small window, so it's gonna be minimal effect here. That's just one of the windows. We're gonna need to do the next one. Resize it to be smaller, so it's gonna look slightly better. Once you got one window, you're gonna go ahead, add 2 more video tracks here. Hold Option, drag up, hold Option, drag up, and then I'm gonna move this one over to this window and obviously adjust the crop right here because it's a much smaller window. It's just the little details here that are gonna make it look better, just like that. Then finally the last window, the bigger one. And again, you can use the 3D tool on this as well to make it look better if you want to, but for now, I'm just trying to make this as fast as possible to show you guys how fast it is. But that's the snow right there. What I recommend doing to just make it look a little bit better, I would change the opacity to like 90% on each of them. I just think that makes it look a little bit better. It's already hard to see it, but it's definitely gonna bring out the scene a little bit more. I might change this one to like 80 actually. Yeah, I like that better. That's pretty much our scene right now. And then like usual, just copy and paste that a bunch of times. Obviously, you're gonna be copying and pasting these a lot of times to get it up to like however long you want it to be. But that's the scene. Now we can do the ambient noises and Christmas music. Obviously, that's pretty easy. I only have 2 songs right now. Just put in your music right here. I only have 2 now, but obviously you're gonna have like 10 around like that. Just put these in order. Just loop them over and over. So copy and paste a bunch of times until you get your desired length. I recommend around like 3 hours. And then go ahead and add your campfire like ambient. Just turn that down a little bit so it sounds overall better. And then that's literally it. This is how easy it was to create this entire scene. Took maybe like 20 minutes at the most, and you got your entire scene right here. Very easy. I mean, you can obviously mask out the windows if you want to, but just turning down the opacity helps if you want the snow to look like behind the window panes and stuff. But yeah, that's literally the entire scene. If you want to, you can obviously add other elements. Like if you wanted to add like a little smoke coming off these candles, that'd be pretty easy. You just find another overlay and then add it like that. Now I'm going to show you guys a couple more tricks that you can add if you want to make your scene look even better. The first one, you're going to start off in Photoshop. This would definitely benefit if you have a bigger window. I'm just going to show you guys how to mask out the window panes so you can have like the snow go behind them instead of in front of it. This is just going to make it look a lot better than how I had it before, but you obviously don't have to do this, but it'd be nice. So just get your scene in Photoshop the same exact size that you had it before. What you're going to want to do is go over to your windows. I'm just going to show you guys the fastest way that I would do it. Just go to your quick selection tool and then just select like the entire window, like the outside as well, like that. Now what you're going to want to do is get rid of the window part on the inside. It should automatically snap to it like that. It doesn't have to be perfect, just somewhat decent, because obviously it's going to be super small. You won't really be able to notice it. It's just going to help in the long run. I don't know, I'm doing this in like half a second, so maybe put a little more time into it, but this is what I got so far. You want to make sure you have these lines masked out. Okay, this is about the worst possible job I could have done, but this is just an example. I'm just going to do one of the windows for now just to show you guys. So go ahead and copy and paste that over. So now you just have a window sitting by itself. You should have all your other windows on here as well, but you're going to want to also get rid of the background. So now it's just like a PNG. You're going to want to export this as a PNG so you can have the transparent background, and you're going to obviously save that. Then head to your Premiere Pro project. I'm just going to add another video track here. We can layer this window on right here. You're going to add it right there and then just make it the exact same size. So then look you can't even notice it's there, but it's going to look a lot better. You can even change the opacity back to 100. The snow is now behind the window pane. It's pretty simple to do that and it looks a lot better. The last trick I'm going to show you guys here, it's already on my thing, but I'm going to show you now. It's super simple. It's so easy, but it can make it look a lot better. Add a cross dissolve in between both of your tree light keyframes. Just make it pretty short so it's going to look like that. It looks a lot better, I think. It kind of like fades in and out. I think that looks pretty good. Honestly, I would make this probably more than a second long. Make it like 2 seconds each because it looks a little bit fast right now, but it looks pretty good to me. So this is just kind of like revamping the scene a little bit, just making it look a lot better. And then obviously you're going to copy and paste this a bunch of times until you get to like 3 hours. So that's the final editing process here. Let's move on to the post-editing stuff, and then also how you can do these 24-hour live streams. Next step is the thumbnail, obviously, and this is where it gets really easy. Just scrolling through right here, looking at the thumbnails, they're literally just a scene with sometimes some added text, so it's so simple. Either just put the scene as the thumbnail without like the snow or anything, or add like relaxing Christmas jazz, just like a simple font. Just make sure your scene is appealing because it's obviously going to be the face of your video. Make sure it looks good and clickable. This one right here is even more simple. They probably found this picture on Pinterest or something. I would recommend maybe adding some Christmas jazz text to it. Just a simple way to make it stand out a little bit more, because these personally are kind of my favorite right here. Next up, I'm just gonna get into some simple title stuff here for this channel. So starting off, you're gonna wanna start off with your main theme. Obviously, this is gonna be like Christmas jazz. I would include like some sort of keyword at the start here. So like warm, something like descriptive that would draw the viewer in. There's tons of words you can get out there. Just ask ChatGPT for some examples. Then you're gonna add with like a filler word right here. And then obviously whatever ambient sound you added. So let's say you used the fireplace like I did. You could add like snow from outside, wind noises, wind ambient noise, anything like that. People talking, just include whatever ambient sound you included right there. Obviously say ambience, and then say wherever your scene is located. So like in a winter cabin like mine, that can just enhance the title even more. And then you could also include words like for studying, relaxing, chilling, just words like this, just words that like bring people in, because these videos are going to be very big for people like studying, relaxing, stuff like that, or just want it in the background. So you could say like background noise. This is kind of just a simple formula I've came up with here. I looked at all of the top performing videos and they all use this same thing. So I just created this for you guys, and that's just a simple rundown of the titles. You can't really go wrong with it. Just use a bunch of keywords, stuff like that. Make sure the viewer knows what they're going to be clicking on, and just include everything pretty much. These titles can be junked up and long. You need to get in the search algorithm. So just make sure you put as many keywords as possible. Utilize ChatGPT, give you keywords, just ask it like, give me a bunch of keywords for a video of blah, 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 stuff like that. Next up, I just want to get into some brief details on the posting frequency and like what I would recommend. Let's look at one of our examples here, Relax Jazz Cafe. They post around like one time per week, pretty much one time per week. It's looking like right now. Yeah, they've consistently done that. And let's take a look at how many live streams they have going. I don't even know. They probably have like over 20 live streams going currently, but they clearly get most of their views from their live streams here. So this is a huge source of ad revenue compared to their regular videos. I would say post around 1 to 2 times per week. But if you're just starting out, Christmas time is close, maybe go 4 to 5 for the first 2 weeks. That's personally what I would do, 4 to 5 times almost every day if that's possible for you. Just grind it out for the first 2 weeks if possible. Again, 5 live streams going at once. You can expand this as you grow as a channel, because I'm going to show you guys how to do this, but it does cost money. So if you can have like 5 live streams going at once just starting out, yeah, I would say 1 to 5 live streams starting out. As you expand your operation, you can obviously get towards that other channel, more towards 20, because it can get a little expensive. So now I'm going to show you guys a website that I would recommend. I've done some research and I've heard this is the best one. So this one's called live247.io. Essentially, you can upload a video and it will stream it 24 hours, and then you can obviously end it, or you can do this by yourself using like OBS, things like that. This one you can do multiple streams at once, and also you don't have to rely on your own network or anything. Here you can just like see how expensive it would be per stream. Let's say you had 5 streams, that's about 80 bucks per month. But I mean, if you can get this operation going, it should eventually pay for itself, is what I'm trying to say here. So let's just see like how much that one channel is spending. Spending about like 300 bucks per month, which they're clearly making enough to cover that. So even just like one stream is about like 22 bucks per month. So if you wanted to start off doing this on OBS by yourself, I would recommend that. But if you expand in the future, definitely do something like live247.io. But yeah, guys, that is the end of this free course. Remember, go join my group for all the free assets and more free courses on there. I also will be answering any questions you guys have about this. If you have any, go leave them in the community over there and I'll answer them. Link is in the description and in the pinned comments. But thanks for watching, guys. I hope this helped. Also, share any of your results in the community. I want to see how you guys do, and I'll also be grading some of your channels as well.